Remember this? We mercilessly beat our stock Chevelle in the dyno and through a maze of cones. It was a little silly, a lot of fun, but most importantly it was a chance for us to get some solid numbers that we could measure our improvement against. Now that our upgrades are complete, we're going to try it again to see how we've improved. Pat and Josh were our test drivers the first time out. Today they're going to recap how round 2 went.
So after all of our upgrades, I guess it's phase 1 here of Project Chevelle. You know, new suspension, new brakes, new rear axle, new transmission. We needed some way to actually put on paper here what these upgrades have gained us besides just spending a lot of time and energy upgrading this car. And so looking back at our bone stock 70 Chevelle, we've put that out on an autocross course that we designed here at Speedway in the parking lot. A pretty tight course. It's only about an 18-second course in our stock trim of our car. Basically, you start from a dead stop, right-hand 90-degree corner into about 4 slalom cones and a 180-degree turn into another slalom, and then a hard brake into a right-hand stop to get to the finish line. So it's a pretty simple, short layout, but it's really a good test of our brake, suspension, engine, power, and all those levels. So the original car was pretty slushy around that course, wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, I mean, well, to start getting off the line, you know, it was a one-wheel wonder with some highway gears, 3 on the tree transmission or shifter. So, you know, basically we just left it in first and went around, and that car leaned pretty hard with the stock suspension. We had manual steering on it at the time. That was fun, you know, slapping hands, going around the cones. And then, you know, that 164 horsepower 305 we had in there was not very helpful in getting us around the track very quick. So.
And even with 164 horse or whatever it was, yeah. I mean, the car still felt out of control the whole way on the course. Yeah. I mean, I didn't ever feel like I had enough brakes to be going as quick as we were going. It never felt like the car was really responding to the way I was telling it to turn right away. That's what kind of sparked off all of our upgrades, and that was our first time of 18.5 or so. Our upgrades since then have been pretty drastic. Just started with the easy things, wheels and tires and stance. Got that in order, made the car look the part for sure. And then we've added a lot of beef with the 9-inch rear end in it, the new tubular front and rear control arms, TKO transmission, and kind of the big bad mamma jamma was the 500 horsepower LS that, you know, when you go from 160 to 500, that has raises a few eyebrows when you're driving it, I would say, don't you think?
The 500 horse is definitely awesome to pull a big grandpa car around the track, and then doing the suspension upgrade has been awesome. I mean, going those corners and the car actually sits straight up and not leaning over so hard. And then, you know, that to go with power steering from manual steering was a huge benefit. We weren't sitting there slapping hands and arms as we're going around corners.
That LS really brought the whole package together for me, and that we could actually make use of all of our upgrades. You know, we had good brakes for a while, and then we had a transmission we could actually shift consistently. But once we actually put the power to all that, it really changed with the attitude of the car. And you can see in the video of us going around the course that, you know, the side-by-sides of the two cars, you know, you can see the upgraded car basically finishing the course while we're still 3 turns behind in the factory trim car. And a lot of that was just the balance and being able to just put the car where we wanted it. So felt really good at 15.5. How did 16.6 feel, Pat?
It was pretty good. So, I mean, we didn't build this car as an autocross car. The track was just meant to test the parts that we put in it, and you know, I didn't want to drive it like it was an autocross car, so I didn't.
Right, I see. Right. Well,
taking care of it.
The real winner of the whole competition is new Chevelle versus old Chevelle, because, you know, whether we're off 3/4 of a second from each other is fun to poke each other about, but we dropped 3 seconds from old Chevelle to new Chevelle with all the upgrades, and that's really it seems like a lot to say out loud, but looking at the course and actually seeing how fast things run, 3 seconds is an eternity. I'm really happy with where we left the car rather than keeping and chasing a time slip or spending more time putting more exotic suspension or stickier tires or something on it like that. This is just a great dual purpose, drive to the drag strip, drive to the cruising, go do some autocross, drive it every day if you want. It's comfortable to drive. So
yeah, it was all about having fun and really having a project that you could do yourself and not really have to pay a shop to do if you had the tools and the know-how to do it.
Be sure to check out the toolbox for more information on Project Chevelle, as well as other tech articles, videos, and more. Thanks for watching.